Good evening, everyone. I'm Peter Dolan, class of 78, Tufts parent 08, and also honored to be the chairman of the Board of Trustees. I want to thank you all for joining us this evening for Tufts Talks, where we'll hear from our faculty, bringing you the best research and thinking on the world around us. You know, whenever I introduce myself to audiences of Tufts alumni, and I say I'm from the class of 78, invariably someone comes up to me at the cocktails afterwards and says, you know, I was in the class of 78, and I don't remember you. And my response is always the same, which is, that's not a bad thing. So for any of the class of 78 who are here, be delighted to meet you outside after our this year's faculty, Peter Levine, Bree Aldridge, and Ani Patel with his student Ola Oznarov-Palchik will dazzle you with the work they're doing across many disciplines. What's truly amazing, and I hope you get an appreciation for this, is that Peter, Bree, and Ani, as inventive and entrepreneurial as they are, and I'm sure you'll agree with that assessment by the end of the evening, they're just a few of the many talented people who make their academic home at Tufts these days. It's great to have a terrific crowd here tonight, standing room only. That is a great sign for all of us. And it's great for you to have an opportunity to have a window into the world of Tufts today. I hope these talks will inspire you to explore more by visiting Tufts' website, engaging in its social media channels, and of course, reading the award-winning alumni magazines. Before I introduce President Monaco, I want to acknowledge a number of Tufts academic leaders who are here with us tonight. And if I could ask you to just stand and say hello to the crowd. Harris Berman, Dean of the School of Medicine. Bob Cook, Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences, the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences. Jim Glazer, Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences. Samin Maidani, Director of the Human Nutrition Research Center on Aging. Dari Motafarian, Dean of the Friedman School of Nutrition Science and Policy. Jinmin Kyu, Dean of the School of Engineering. Naomi Rosenberg, Dean of the Sackler School of Graduate Biomedical Sciences. And Alan Solomon, the Omidyar Dean of the Jonathan M. Tisch College. In addition, our terrific new athletic director, John Morris, is in the audience here with us today. And of course, Saul Gittleman, the Gancher University professor and a co-chair of our upcoming capital campaign. And now I have the pleasure to introduce Tony Monaco, Tufts' 13th president. Tony came to Tufts just 5 years ago now, after 2 decades as a faculty member and senior administrative leader at the University of Oxford. Dr. Monaco holds an MD and a PhD, is a distinguished scientist in the area of genetics and neurodevelopmental disorders. As Tufts president, he's shown his commitment to excellence in teaching and research and to furthering the university's tradition of active citizenship, look outside, and impact on society. He is deeply committed to our students and ensuring that those who lack the financial resources, but who are more than ready and capable to excel, are provided with the opportunity to do so and to pursue their studies at Tufts. One of his earliest priorities was the launch of a university-wide financial aid initiative which has raised greater awareness of not only the need, but more importantly, has helped raise $80 million thus far towards that important objective. He put in place a special one-to-one matching program that has provided for more endowed scholarship donors. And this is part of my job description. That matching program concludes this fiscal year, June of 2016. So if you've ever thought of creating a scholarship, I would strongly encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity. There's nothing more rewarding than meeting with these impressive young men and women with incredible life stories and knowing that their talents would not have been added to the Tufts community without your support. Tony's also committed to providing faculty and students with world-class facilities in which to teach and learn. In fact, this past fall, we celebrated the opening of a new building, the first of several, and the first during Tony's presidency, the Collaborative Learning and Innovation Complex, which will provide a springboard for collaborative research and discovery. From my perspective, under Tony's leadership, Tufts has never been stronger. Our undergraduate acceptance rate, and I know this makes parents in the audience nervous, is 16%. That's half of what it was in the year 2000. Our senior satisfaction rate is 94% in the most recent senior survey. And oh, by the way, we've won 8 NCAA Division III titles since 2010. We're moving forward on the health sciences campus to renovate our gross anatomy lab, and in Grafton at the Cummings School of Veterinary Medicine, we're vastly improving the hospital for small animals. Tufts is in a great place, and that, thanks in large measure, goes to our next speaker. Now, well into his 5th year, please welcome President Tony Monaco.
Well, thank you, Peter. It's wonderful to be here this evening to share this evening of ideas with you. So in New York City in November, we had the 4th Back to the Future event. And this would have been the 2nd Back to the Future event in Boston. But we couldn't have that. New York would always be ahead of us. So we decided to change the name. So we are now having the 1st inaugural Tufts Talks here in Boston. As Peter mentioned, there's so much happening at Tufts, and I wanted to, before we launch into the program, give you a few highlights of what's happening. So recently we announced a new venture with the Museum of Fine Arts here in Boston. For 70 years, we've had a relationship with the School of the Museum of Fine Arts, which was founded in 1876 and is among the premier art schools in the U.S. In December of this year, our board and that of the museum approved a memorandum of understanding that the school will become part of Tufts in July of this year, subject to the final approval by both boards. This will make Tufts one of the very few universities with an arts program affiliated with a major museum. We are thrilled about the programmatic opportunities this partnership will open up for students and faculty at both Tufts and the museum school. As Peter mentioned, it takes many resources to support transformational experiences for our students, but we do have a lot of good news here. We've had a terrific success raising funds to support the financial aid initiative. So far, $80 million has been raised, and we have a goal by this summer of trying to bring that to $90 million. And I just want to thank all those in the audience that have taken up this opportunity, many alumni and friends to thank, but the students, most of all, are the opportunities you've given them, they're most appreciative. But our transformational experience is not only in the classroom, but also in the co-curricular events around drama and dance, our music programs, which I get to appreciate on campus, but also our sports programs. This fall, our football team went 6-2. Our women's cross-country team got 7th in the nation. And right now, our women's basketball and our men's basketball team are both in the Sweet 16 of the NCAA Division III Championship. The men have been lucky to host it at Cousins Gym this past weekend and next weekend. So if you have the chance, come out and support the Jumbo, 7:30 on Friday evening, and if we win, 7 o'clock hopefully on Saturday evening. It should be a great event. Another way we've been supporting our students and faculty are the important capital projects which enhance teaching and learning. As Peter mentioned, we opened the new Collaborative Learning and Innovation Complex in Medford inside a former furniture factory that has been wonderfully renovated. The Click building is home to 3 departments, physics and astronomy, occupational therapy, and community health, as well as a number of engineering programs, including human-centered engineering, human factors, and the Entrepreneurial Leadership Studies program, as well as some faculty from the Elliott Pearson's department. Click is all about interdisciplinary interaction, providing the physical spaces that spark the kind of collaboration that can generate new ideas. You can see in these social zones or public areas that have been carved into the building, as well as in the diverse workspaces that are shown in some of these slides. There have been a number of naming gifts in the building, and I want to thank our wonderful donors for recognizing the need to support new spaces for learning and research. Our new Science and Engineering Complex, pictured in this slide, will open up in August 2017. It will change the way research is done at Tufts because of a design that fosters collaboration among scientists and engineers. Along with the Click building at the other end, the SEC serves as an anchor of the university's emerging science and technology corridor that extends along Boston Ave. The 2 inaugural research themes that the building will support are neuroscience and global and environmental change. There are opportunities for alumni and friends to support attractive, highly prominent spaces to enable our faculty and students to do their best work. Along with erecting this 80,000 square foot new building, we're also renovating Robinson and making substantial upgrades to Anderson to form one large complex. As Peter mentioned, you may have noticed some protesters outside from the trade unions. We value our relationship with the union construction trades and who do all the work on our Boston campus and the majority of the work on our Medford Somerville campus. On this particular project, the Science and Engineering Center, approximately 90% of the work went to union construction trades. However, our contractor, Turner, awarded the electrical subcontract to a non-union shop because their bid was 28% more competitive, helping us to keep the project on budget. We recognize the right of our students and others to express their views on this and other issues as long as they do so peacefully and do not interfere with other university activities. And finally, for all those who haven't been back to Medford Somerville campus in a while, one recent addition which may catch your eye is our new Jumbo sculpture. This 11-foot by 18-foot bronze sculpture was created by artist Steve White and now sits in front of Barnum Hall. This construction of this life-size replica of Jumbo was fully funded by Dick Reynolds, a member of the class of 1967. The next time you are back on the Medford campus, I hope you'll have your picture taken with Jumbo. And now on to tonight's event. I'd like to offer special thanks to our host co-chairs, Trustee Diane Hessen and alum Ken Fan, as well as to the entire host committee. Thank you very much for all your hard work in putting this together. Tonight we have 3 short talks on active citizenship, treating tuberculosis, and music and the brain. I hope these talks inspire you to connect with other faculty at Tufts through our communications or by directly reaching out to them. As so many of you know, your experience at Tufts, our university is a special place because our faculty are so deeply committed to students. And you'll discover, if you don't know already, to our alumni. The faculty you'll hear from tonight exemplify the very best of Tufts. They are leaders in their fields and teachers of both undergraduates and graduate students. Please ask them questions and take advantage of this opportunity. And now it's my great pleasure to introduce our Master of Ceremonies, David Harris. David is the Provost and Senior Vice President of the university, a distinguished sociologist whose work focuses on social stratification, race and ethnicity, social identity, and other areas of public policy. David has brought superb academic leadership to our university and has been a fantastic partner to me. Please welcome David Harris.
Good evening, everybody. So thank you, Tony, for the introduction and remarks, and Peter as well. It's really wonderful to see so many familiar faces here. I wonder, how many of you were at the event last year? Show of hands. That's what I thought. Yeah, so you know you're in for a treat. You're in for a treat in that you probably have those faculty who you tell your kids or tell other folks, I took class with so-and-so. They were amazing, right? Some of you, it's Saul. Where's Saul? Right? For all of you, it's Saul, right? It's Saul and others. And anybody teaching the X College? I know some of you. Robin's here as well. I know that was a formative experience. So you had those experiences. And tonight, you're going to meet some of the people that students today will be talking about in 5, 10, or whatever number of years it is for some of you, in the future, about the incredible people they learn from at Tufts University. As Peter said already, we have many academic leaders, and I just want to highlight folks who we've added in the last year. So last time we had this event, following leaders were not at Tufts in their positions. So Jim Glazer we were doing the search for the Dean of Arts and Sciences and the Dean of Engineering. We have Jim Glazer at Arts and Sciences, Jim Mankiw in Engineering, who are both fantastic. We're really lucky to have them, and really puts our undergraduate as well as the grad students in those programs on a great trajectory, continue the great trajectory they were on. Christine Sani, we introduced lots of folks. Where's Christine? So Christine up here is the Vice President for Communications and Marketing. You've heard from many folks who have said it's an important area. It's great to have Christine, who was here but moved to this role. You heard about John Morris, great things with basketball and many other areas. And then last, Linda Abriola. Where's Linda? I saw her somewhere. I saw Linda. Over there in the back. So Linda Abriola was our Dean of Engineering for 12 years, really transformational dean. And she went on sabbatical, and I was so happy. I was able to convince her to come back and join us on the administrative side. And she's going to be directing the Tufts Institute for the Environment starting the next academic year. So really excited to have Linda back doing that. So in searching for new talent at the university, either in administration or in faculty, we're always looking for people with fresh ideas who recognize what makes Tufts so distinctive. It's that small college feel, but in the context of a major research university with a unique constellation of schools.